Hi, I'm Kelly from Kelly J Jewellery. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this cute ring. I'll put a list of everything you'll need in the description below. So I'd just quickly like to say a thank you to all my patrons. I really couldn't do this without you guys. I really appreciate your continued support. And if you'd like to come and support me, nip on over to Patreon, where you'll get early access to videos. They're all ad free. There's also exclusive videos on there, discounts, and there's a Discord chat on there too. So thank you to everybody for all of your support. I really appreciate you guys. So if you're using round wire today, I would recommend 0.8mm, which is 20 gauge. I'm using square. My square is a little bit harder. I always buy dead soft, so I always buy dead soft everything all the time. But my square wire is a little bit more tough on your hands, so I'm going for a step thinner. So I'm going for 21 gauge, which is 0.7. So use whatever you get on with better. You don't want to go with for 0.7 on the round because it's a bit too thin for the band. Right. So we've got 3 lengths at 10 inches, which is 26 centimetres. I'll also be using 21 gauge half round. You can use weaving wire if you prefer, or you can use the 20 gauge half round. And I've got one length at 25 inches, which is 64 centimetres. I hope I'm not causing too much confusion. And I've got a length of 24 half round, which is a lot thinner, 8 inches, which is 21 centimetres. I forgot to cut that bit, so I'll go and sort that out. And I got a bit of weaving wire. So my weaving wire is 0.315, which is 28 gauge. I've wound 100 centimetres. We won't need much of that today. What else have we got? So you'll need a little stone. Mine is 5mm. Mine's got a pointy back. You can use a pointy or a flat back. It's entirely up to you. Tools, I've got my pliers, round nose pliers, cutters, nylon pliers. If you don't have nylon pliers, don't worry. I like having these handy for straightening wires and flattening the wraps. All my tools are Tronex. I'll put a list of everything in the description below. My nylon pliers are Prestige. If you don't have any, I do recommend you grabbing yourself some of these nylon pliers because they are handy and it saves your hands. And yeah, I really do recommend them. I bought them many years ago, and you don't have to keep replacing them, and they don't cost much. You can replace the little nylon jaws every now and then. I think I've replaced mine once, so they do last. And the Tronex, even though they're a little bit more expensive, you don't have to keep buying tools because they're up to the job. So there we go. So I forgot to mention, as I always do with rings, you're going to need a ring mandrel. And to work out your band size, to work out a rough band size, get your ring mandrel, measure around to the size that you want. So I'm looking at about 5.5 centimetres there. The middle of our piece is going to be about 1 centimetre, maybe 1.5. So the band width I'm going to weave is going to be 4 centimetres. So work that out for the size that you want. It's only an estimate. It always comes out a little bit different. So if we get a rough measurement, and then you can keep checking it to your mandrel as you go so that you get a more accurate ring size. So if my band size is going to be 4 centimetres, take your base wires, find the centre point of those wires. And if my band is going to be 4 centimetres, I'm going to jump 2 centimetres to the left and then wrap those wires for 4 centimetres so the wraps are pretty central on that wire. I'm just going to wrap around with some half round wire. If you want to weave across these wires, it's entirely up to you. You can do anything you want to. And people keep asking, so I'll mention it now. You can sell what you make from my tutorials, your finished jewellery. All I ask is that you don't share images of the in progress or the back online, as it gives all my little design secrets away. But yeah, feel free to sell the the jewellery that you make. So I've wrapped 4 centimetres. I like to flatten my wraps with my nylon pliers. I just think they look nice when they're all nice and flat. It makes them look nice and tidy. Keep pushing them all together. And as I say, that's 4 centimetres. So what we'll do, we'll get it round the mandrel. So I'm going to go for a 5. I've got it round the mandrel there. I've spread the wires out a bit. The gap across the middle needs to be about a centimetre. So that's what I've got so far. I'm going to take the outer wires out. Because I know the band size is right, I'm going to cut that wire. So if you want a definite, you want to get your size right, keep going back to your mandrel and checking that it's right as you work this next bit. It never really, like that's a size 5, it never really stays. It does change a little bit. Put it back on. And I'm squeezing it around that size. I want my wires to be against the mandrel and I want them to meet with it still being that size. Does that make sense? So leaving the middle wires out, so I'm just going to pull them back a bit so they're out the way. We're going to weave across the top and the bottom wires. So take your weaving wire, so starting with this bottom wire, we'll take your weaving wire, we're going to wrap around a few times. Slide it all the way along. Ignoring the middle wire, we're going to go over the top wire. So we're just weaving across these 2 wires on the left. Go around that top wire again, push it along, and then come over the bottom wire, go around it again, over the top wire, keep pushing it along, go around it again, and that's how we repeat. So you go over the opposite wire, but like a bale weave, keep pushing it together and then go around again. We'll do that a few more times. So as you're getting towards the middle and the wires keep trying to overlap, we'll go around 3 times instead of just twice, just for the last few wraps. You can see that's starting to want to overlap, so I'm going to hold that down, go around 3 times, and then I'll just go once more. And we'll do the same to the other side. So you just want to do these weaves so that the wires meet and it's all weave, because that's where your small stone is going to sit. So I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to leave a little bit. I'm going to leave like 4 inches, which is about 10 centimetres. I'm going to turn it round And I'm going to do the same thing across these 2 wires, weave up to the middle. A new tutorial now on Etsy and on my website. So these earrings, they're quite long and dangly. They're made with beads, they've got little tiny stones in the top there. It's got 81 pages and loads of images for you to follow along. So check it out and I'll see you there. So I've done the weave on this side. This one finishes at the bottom, so I'll finish this one at the top, and I'll cut that wire, leaving a little length as we did before, and then cut the, hold on a minute, cut the tail ends from the beginning and press those around. So bring those wires together, top and bottom, push against your weave a little bit, because my weave is lifted a little, and we'll weave across the 2 wires to attach that together at the top and at the bottom. So bring your wires together. You can put it back on the mandrel at this point to make sure you've still got the same size. And we just go around, coming up between those 2. Go around the top wire, go around the bottom wire. We'll do that a couple of times. Around both wires, come up between, around the top wire, around the bottom wire. Push it together. Gotta keep using my nails for everything. Finish with a couple of wraps on the one side, and do that to join the other side too. So that's what we've got so far. So what we need to do now is cut these weaving wire ends and press them around. So take your little stone and we're going to push it into the middle there. If you've got a pointy back, you should be able to push it into the weave a bit. Try and get it pretty central. And what we're going to do is we're going to take these side wires, we're going to bring them over and around the stone. We're going to make like a little cup to hold the stone. So this wire goes this way, and this wire goes the other way. Do you know what I mean? So we're making like a little cup. For our stone. Now we'll try and get him back in. So I'm just making sure the wire comes over the stone. You don't want it to go across it too much because you don't want to cover it up too much, but you want it to be against it. Make sure the wire doesn't cover up too much of the stone and it just goes across that edge there. And then take those wires, holding it firmly against the stone. Keep checking the position of it. Take it around the end there, and this one. Keep checking the position of it. And then go, hold it firmly, go around the end, keep adjusting it until you're happy. So then, sorry, I've just noticed how quiet I'm talking. Right, I'll try and speak up a little. So this wire is just gonna come across the middle, and it sounds like Gracie's decided to up her volume too. So that wire just comes across the front, and I'm just going to squeeze it around there. Keep checking the wire across the stone hasn't moved. Hold the front while you bring it over. Check it hasn't moved. That one did a little bit. Then we're going to cut that wire. On rings, I like to finish wires at the front, so you don't get those scratchy bits at the back. So with these top and bottom wires, what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist one and coil one on each side. So I'm going to twist this one and I'm going to coil this one. So I'll do the twisting first, and then I'm going to coil them with the 24 half round. So when you twist, I do it quite simple. I do it the old fashioned way. So you grip it with your nylon pliers or whatever pliers on the tip, hold the piece here, pull it away from the pliers a little bit, and you twist. And it's easier when you're not got no space like me. Should I say it's easier when you've got more space? We just keep going. Pulling that little bit of tension sort of keeps it a bit more even. Keep going, nearly there. So what's that, about 20 seconds? That's about it. I'll just do another one. And we'll do the same to the other side. So turn it around and we'll twist this one. So I twisted that one and we'll coil the other one. So I've cut 8 inches. If you just want to leave it bare, then you can. You don't have to. I'm making a fuss because I'm making a video, so I want to do little special things. If you want to leave it out, you can leave both wires bare. If you want to, you can. I suppose you could do a weave across those wires if you want to. It's entirely up to you. There's so much you can do with this design, but for this I'm just going to add coils, and I'm not going to add many. So add some coils. Going to cut the beginning off there because you need to slide it down. You want to be able to get to that end. Do a little bit, slide it down, then you can add more coils because it's a bit awkward to slide down on the square wire. So we've wrapped a few. We can always wrap some more in a bit. I'm going to cut another length and wrap this wire on this side too. So I've added coils to that one as well. So what we're going to do now, see how this wire that's wrapped around here comes this way over the stone? So I'm going to take both these wires in that same direction over there. And I'll start with this coiled one. So I'm bringing it over the front, Making sure those wraps are pushed right down. And I'm bringing it over to this side. I'm going to add a few more coils. So that goes over like that. And then I'm going to take the twisted wire and I'm going to take that over the front too, and I want it to be next to that wire. I'm going to bring that wire down too. We're going to do it for the other side as well. So we take the twisted one, we take the coiled one first. Make sure your coils are pushed right down. And we're going to bend it over the front and over to the other side. And the twisted wire too, so that comes over the front. And over to that side too. So somehow my wires moved around the top of my stone, so I've had to adjust those. But yeah, these two wires, top and bottom, they just go straight in a straight line, straight across. Try and get them nice and straight next to each other. And we're going to wrap them around. So you want the coils, you want the coils to come to there, because we're going to take them over the band. So when your coils reach to there, you can cut that off. And we want those then to wrap around. You really must keep checking on your stone and make sure that those wires haven't moved, because I think messing with these end wires moves the stone wires around somehow. So you need to be careful of that. And then when these wires come down, the twisted wire keeps hiding behind, so you have to keep pulling that forward a bit so it sits next to it. So keep them together and try and carefully bend them around the band without the one going behind the other. And we'll do that with the other side too. So I've wrapped the wires around on the other side too. A bit hard to show you at this angle, but get it back on your mandrel and make sure you haven't misshaped the band. When you've got it on the mandrel, you can then give it a good squeeze, press it around the mandrel, and you can really press these wraps into the stone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the not twisted wire around band, and I'm going to finish it here on this front, on the front there, and I'm going to take the twisted one around and finish it in a little curl at the front there. I'll cut the wires first so I can cut them to be the same length. I'm just cutting the bulk off that one so it's easier to post around. Just squeezing it flat against the band. Finish it on the front. Bring that one around. How long was that? Quite short. And then we'll curl that wire and go over and check the shapes of everything. So I've pinched the wires together a little bit at the tops here, but you must keep an eye on the wires that go over the stone, because you don't want that stone escaping. But I think we've done it. I'll run and oxidise mine and I'll show you. So there we have it, finished. I've oxidised mine. If you'd like help oxidising yours, I've done videos on oxidising and aftercare. I'll put my links in the description below. So I hope you managed to follow that one okay, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye for now. Bye. Oh, and if you make it, come and share with me, tag me so I can see all the things that you make. Bye.